snowbank. They're going to wait for the call here. Crowd thinks it's a touchdown. It is.
First down at the 14. Running it, Michelle. Untouched so far. Dives for the pylon. Touchdown, New England.
Happy Conference Championship weekend to everybody, and welcome to my first breakdown video. Initially on Sunday, after all the games were over, I thought the Chiefs had the advantage going into this weekend with the way their defense played and has been playing at home. But after looking at the film from the last time the Chiefs played the Patriots and rewatching both of their divisional round games, I'm strongly convinced that the Pats are going to win this game. First things first, let's take a look at the reason why the Patriots are back in the AFC title game, and that's due to their dominant run game. They ran all over the Chargers, who had a great performance against the Ravens in the wild card round, and they ran all over the Chiefs back in week 6, so we're going to take a dive into that. What makes the Patriots so great is that they're rarely going to shoot themselves in the foot or outsmart themselves. In run blocking, they want receivers blocking defensive backs. They only get 4 yards here on this run by Kenyon Barner, but look at Chris Hogan come in and lay a block on Ron Parker, number 38, who's in the box ready to make a play on Barner. So here's a 2nd and 2 for the New England Patriots at the Kansas City 21. It's the first play of the second quarter. Gronk's lined up on the left. He's going to motion right and bring along Jordan Lucas with him. Patriots know it's man. Brady calls Edelman in where he's being followed by Kendall Fuller. And on the snap, Jordan Lucas is going to go initiate contact with Rob Gronkowski. But Gronk has his sights on D Ford. Since Lucas is focused on Gronk, Edelman comes in and cleans up. Fuller realizes it's a run, but by then it's too late, and Michelle's on the second level. He earns 4 yards. Once again, tight end on linebacker, receiver blocking defensive back. Edelman, great job blocking both Kendall Fuller and Jordan Lucas. Here's what makes the Patriots O-line so dominant. Their athleticism and lateral movement allows them to double at the line of scrimmage and then move on to another blocking assignment. Here, Joe Thuney is going to pull right, and Dave Andrews is going to snap the ball and seal on Breeland Speaks, who is caught up with Trent Brown. As soon as that happens, Brown is going to release from Breeland Speaks and make sure that Chris Jones can't make a play on James White from the side. After that, James White's got daylight and he's got 10 yards. The Patriots have a lot of really good ideas. They like to pull guards on play action passes to make them look like a run. But this decision right here almost cost them. On the snap, they're going to ask Dave Andrews to move immediately to his left to fill in for Thuney. They're asking Dave Andrews to snap the ball, immediately move 6 feet to his left, and block one of the best defensive tackles in the league, Chris Jones, 6'5", 315 pounds, who also happens to be quick as lightning. He's going to shoot up the gap, beat his man Dave Andrews, and he sack fumbles Brady. Luckily for the Patriots, they recover. And a good job of self-scouting. They don't repeat that mistake for the rest of the game. Something I've noticed over the course of this season is Ron Parker's inability and unwillingness to make plays in the run game. That is evident in the film of this Week 6 game. Parker's going to come down when Brady hands the ball off, as indicated by my arrow, number 38, Ron Parker. But it's pretty obvious that he doesn't really want to get in there. He's relying on his teammates to make a play. Finally, when Michelle breaks through, Ron Parker attempts a lazy arm tackle, puts his head down and sticks his arm out. Thankfully, he gets him that time. Other times, he might not be so lucky. Here's another example of Ron Parker struggling as a tackler. He's right there to make the play, and he's almost going to get ran clean over by James White. It's James White we're talking about here, not Marshawn Lynch. Not the most convincing effort from Ron there, just barely hanging on to James White. So once again, here's how the Patriots work their matchups, how they get the matchup they want. Ron Parker comes across and follows Gronk. He thinks he's got a man-to-man. They're going to call in Edelman. And snap, Edelman's going to get Parker. And then Gronk's going to come out on Speaks. But pay attention here how Ron Parker gets dominated on the block by Julian Edelman. Not only is he unable to shed the block, but he gets pushed back and taken out of the play. I've gone over the two main reasons why I think the Patriots will do what they want to the Chiefs when moving the ball. But let's talk about some of the ways they were able to confuse Mahomes and throw him off his game. On this play, you're going to see Hightower come in like he's blitzing Mahomes. However, when Kelce comes across, he's going to read Mahomes' eyes, drop back, and pick this ball off. Mahomes just didn't see him. When the Patriots weren't tricking Mahomes, they were busy making sure he doesn't have a clean path to get outside the pocket where he can really hurt you. Anytime Mahomes would roll to his right, Hightower or Van Noy were right there stalking him and getting in his face. Over here, you could see Van Noy rush in as if he's pass rushing, and then he pulls out and comes around to contain Mahomes. Since Mahomes sees Van Noy and doesn't think he can beat him to the edge, he makes an ill-advised pass, which Conley somehow comes down with for 19 yards. Here's the same thing I was talking about in the last clip, except this time, Van Noy is going to disrupt Kelce's route at the line of scrimmage. Kelce has to go out of his way to avoid Van Noy. Van Noy is then going to come in front of the offensive line. As soon as Mahomes tries to roll out, he's going to go outside the pocket and cut him off right there. That limits Mahomes to a 0-yard gain to Tyreek Hill. So here we go again. Basically same strategy with even worse results for the Chiefs. Mahomes is going to call an audible and Kelce's going to motion out to the other side. Van Noy is going to follow Tyreek Hill, and Hightower realizes I got to get on Kelce and do what Van Noy did the last play. He disrupts Kelce at the line. He has to move laterally about 2 or 3 yards, which really throws off the timing. After that, he sees Mahomes try to roll right. He's going to try to beat him to the spot. Of course, he's not fast enough. He doesn't exactly get to him, but he does make that throw incredibly difficult and makes Mahomes very uncomfortable. Throws it into double coverage and it leads to an interception. Right before the half, Mahomes couldn't afford to make that mistake. They lost by 3 and they left 3 points on the board right there. I think the Patriots should win this game, but what could the Chiefs do to make my prediction look dumb? Andy Reid needs to take weight off Mahomes' shoulders and stay committed to the running game. Too many times this year have I seen Andy Reid get way too pass happy, and that puts Mahomes in bad situations. Chiefs don't have the best offensive line, so they need to keep the defense honest. Against the Patriots in Week 6, Kareem Hunt, the most physically punishing running back in the NFL, had 80 yards, but only off 10 carries. It allowed the Patriots to not have to respect the run game and made life difficult for Mahomes. We saw it again in Week 11 in the shootout against the Rams. Mahomes threw the ball 46 times, while Kareem Hunt only had rushed 14 times. Late in the game, when there was plenty of time, they had their chance to drive down and win the game, but there was no balance to their attack and hardly any check-down options for Patty. Why let Aaron Donald and company rush upfield every time? Especially a D-line like the Rams. You need to make them defend the run. And there's Week 16 against the Seattle Seahawks, one of the worst run defenses in the entire league. 30th in the entire NFL in average yards per attempt allowed. Yet Andy Reid insists on only giving the ball to Damian Williams 13 times. He rushed for 103 yards on those 13 carries. All 3 of those games were losses, all big games in prime time under the big lights, and they lost them because Andy Reid refused to run the ball. When it comes down to it, I also have more faith in the Patriots defense stopping the Chiefs offense than I do the Chiefs defense of stopping the Patriots. I know a lot of people are going to argue that the Chiefs defense played significantly better at home than they did on the road. Statistically, that is true, but did any of you actually look at who they played on the road versus who they played in Arrowhead? Here are the Chiefs' opposing quarterbacks on the road. Russell Wilson, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. A combined 50 playoff wins between those 5 guys. On their home turf, they played Jimmy Garoppolo, Blake Bortles, Andy Dalton, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. Those guys combined for 2 playoff wins, both by Blake Bortles, who is about to be out of the league pretty soon. 2 rookies who didn't do a whole lot this year, a guy with 10 starts, Andy Dalton, and a guy who is now a backup. On the road, they had to play 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Oh, by the way, they're playing one on Sunday, along with the greatest head coach of all time.